Welcome in, welcome to the stream. Gonna get back into it. A little bit of Control tonight. Playing every couple days, making some steady progress. I was thinking about playing this on my own time, but I just have not had the time to do so. So, even though I made that threat last time, it didn't actually come to fruition. But we'll see what we can do here. Hitting up the hard story as per usual. Last time we left off, we got some of the BlackRock materials so that they can make the HRAs, I believe. Hedron something. The devices that they wear on their chests. But after helping out the staff at the old FBC facility, they told Jessie, our main gal, where her brother is. And he's actually been in the facility this entire time. He's been missing. And they were grooming him to be the next director, but something happened. Something apparently not so great. So I think we're going to go find out what that is. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Check it out. Should be pretty good. Yes, I want to play the DirectX 12 version. All right, let's see how things are looking here. Things sounding good. I think so. Oh, except I haven't switched over to the game. That would be important. Okay. So I'm not too sure which facility he's in. I think he's in a new spot. We went through... Where did we go through? Was it maintenance? Something like that. I think we had to go through maintenance in order to get to the quarry that is apparently below the facility. That's where they mine out the black rock, which they use. So had a little fun down in the underground, but this is looking like it's going to be in a new location altogether. Which, again, I haven't been exploring or anything on my own time, so what we've seen on stream is what we've got. And elevator should be our only option. I'm going to guess it's the containment sector that we need to go to, but let me pull up the mission tabs and see. Yep, Jesse goes to the containment sector to find the panopticon where Dylan is held. Alright. To the containment sector we go then. From one loading screen to the next.
Containment sector. Panopticon. Altered items. Maximum security prison. Dangerous.
I would imagine so. You'd have to wonder. I kind of get the feeling like they probably end up having some weird kind of monsters or something down here. Maybe not even just the standard, basic run-of-the-mill prisoners. Guess we'll find out though. Equipped for a second, but we had gotten the, what do they call it, the spinner? I'm gonna call it a revolver, but that's not quite right. But it's basically the assault variant of this weapon, so far it's been working out pretty good. Not terribly accurate as we see, but gets the job done. Burst fire is what we want for sure. I'm going to take you over. Gotten a handful of new abilities and such. One is that we can patrol enemies. Like only one at a time, but you know, it works. Shit. Somebody's got a missile launcher, grenade launcher. What was that? Got an eye in the sky up there. Oh, they're just standard grenades. I wasn't sure if I should try to take cover or if I should bolt it to the other side. I should have just ran. I thought for sure it'd be a hit, but took the chance and see if I could actually like duck out from any of that. They are throwing like legions of enemies at me. The other weapons I got was, I think they call it a piercer or something like that. Basically a long-range weapon. Pretty damn good. I could floor most enemies with one shot. And it could pierce shields to an extent. Held it too long. Should get a damage boost. Aim down sights too. Alright. Seemed like there was more enemies last time. Yeah, it's getting a little tough. Some of these segments get a little bit dicey. Object and item distinctions. Move that down for a sec. Let's see. Examination of paranatural topics, object of power, and altered item distinctions. While altered items and objects of power may seem similar at first, it's important to note some very key distinctions. Firstly, objects of power grant para-utilitarian abilities. See file PUT 812 for an introduction on the subject. Secondly, objects of power translocate anyone who makes physical contact to the astral plane. This is widely believed to be due to the Redacted's affiliation with objects of power. Not every individual is allowed in the astral plane, which indicates the Redacted evaluates who can and cannot enter. Thirdly, and this is not always the case, objects of power are much more paranaturally redacted than alter items. Looking at the specific criteria that defines an object of power, it is no wonder they are notably rarer than altered items. In fact, we have redacted altered items for every object of power contained within the Bureau. Refer to file 5-29-9485 for full report. Seems like I've gotten information on a lot of different objects of power that we've picked up, obviously, but the way they put it when we actually find, you know, a file or something, it sounds like, typically speaking, it's one object of power per person. So, I don't know if it's unusual that Jesse can wield so many at once or what. I would think so. So upstairs section, I think I'm going to check that out too before I go into that one room. Seems like that one room has a number of enemies in it, so. Tropic Echo. So what is this? Oh. Thought I can interact with that. I guess it didn't have the dot on it. It's just a phone that you could potentially pick up and toss. Oh. Boy, that is some weird looking glass. Remote thought. Okay. I really gotta dash more. I always figure I could break down a window or something with just using the physical melee attack, but nope. It's usually better just to dash through things. Okay, let's see what we can do here. You sneak up on me. Control point over there. Is there another enemy? Let's see. There he is. There has to be. The music's still going off. Time to redecorate. Kinda, yeah. This almost looks like racetrack stats at a casino. Times, maybe? And they got clocks up there, so I don't know. Where are you at? Somebody's trying to snipe me. Central containment. It seems like the area that we would probably need to get into. Then there's like all these side rooms and everything. So I'll take a look around and see if there's anything worth getting. special pickup or something. No, that's just interacting with the control point. Tell me all these side rooms are just going to be restrooms. It's weird. There's like these rooms that flank the main lobby, and they both look exactly the same. They also look like lobbies themselves. Process and best practices, AWE frequency. For some time now, there has been steady increase in the annual number of AWEs that the Bureau responds to. Between 2010 and 2015, we respond to redacted AWEs. For comparison, note that we only responded to redacted between 1995 and 2005. Is this rise a result of redacted, improvement in our detection procedures, or perhaps simply coincidence? We cannot say for sure, which is why the proposal for an AWE task force to be created within the hierarchy of the investigation sector has been compiled. We need to spend more time examining what causes AWEs rather than just containing them. Refer to file 5-95-1737 for full report. I think that's what in Alan Wake 2 is what they were. Horowitz. But I forget the agent's name, but the FBC that we deal with towards the tail end of that game, I feel like there was some sort of AWE response unit. So, I don't know when that file was written necessarily. We've picked up a couple files that seemed like they're from, you know, the mid-early 1900s, so. Who knows how long the task force has been in operation for, but they kind of didn't seem all that well prepared, but I think they had mentioned there was issues going down at the FBC headquarters, which was probably specifically referring to this event. So I think I remember the agent in question talking about not being able to get any sort of communication with home base, basically. Smoking pram. Containment procedure. Containment cell must be properly ventilated. Inhalation of items smoke causes redacted. Oh, that's a great thing to redact. I guess just don't breathe it then, right? Description, altered effect. Item is a baby carriage with a black shade and steel wire wheels. Left front wheel is slightly bent, causing a distinct wobble when pushed. Item produces smoke incessantly. Smoke density varies. Smoke is generated without apparent fire or ignition source. Background. An incident in Paris in 1979 brought the pram to attention of the Bureau. Smoke filled an antique store where the pram was being sold, killing the shop's owner. Update. Detailed records of the events leading to the item's discovery were destroyed in an incident in the Panopticon. Interviews with living witnesses were reperformed at the order of the Archives and Records Chief. I don't want to breathe in the pram smoke. Hopefully we don't come across that one. We've gotten a couple files on some, I guess they'd be altered items because they don't offer any sort of power or anything. But we have these altered items. The only one that we've seen so far is the rubber duck. I think there was mention. I guess the only other one I could remember is the swan, but there was the mention of the swan one. The painting was weird. It was suspicious. But we never saw the swan. It was like a swan boat, swan ride. What's that alarm for? So where was this dude calling for help at? I thought he'd be in that room. Or in this general area, but I haven't seen anything. and check the other side because there's a similar looking plaza looking thing. And a vending machine right in the office. It's pretty fancy. I wonder who restocks all those. I've seen that it's like very generic brands. I wonder if they're manufactured in-house. Uh-oh. Timed. God damn it. Hey, what's up, Sabotage? How's it going? Getting these explosive bastards sneaking up on me. Had my eyes on the screen. I didn't see it right away. There's a file on the floor. Mannequin supplement. Waste mannequin. Item was last owned by Madame Redacted in an operatic performer from Berlin. After her career ended in a public scandal, she relocated to Redacted, Maine, for reasons unknown. For reasons unknown, because she was in a public scandal. Control's good. You ever played this game before? With her came the trappings of her old life, including this item. Locals report that she rarely left her home in the short years she spent in Redacted. After her death, caused by Redacted, State held a public auction of her belongings, seeing as she had no known relatives. Various conflicting first-hand reports exist, but testimonials provided by the witnesses of the event do contain some common elements. Most every witness saw numerous mannequins break through the house's windows, tumbling outside. Some witnesses report bright lights. Some report high-pitched singing. These are unverified. Numerous civilians inside the house at the time of the incident were hospitalized for various injuries. 2 were crushed to death. Agents were dispatched upon seeing an article regarding these events during the Bureau's daily scans of the national periodicals. The item was quickly identified and returned to the Bureau. You have not heard it's good, though. It's been very good so far. Common complaints that I've noticed with people prior to playing this were that it's a similar complaint with a lot of Remedy's games that I've had with their previous games. Outside of Alan Wake 2, I thought Alan Wake 2 did a good job, but basically there's not a whole... There comes a point where there's not as much variety in the game as would dictate the length of the game. So it could get a little dry, apparently, the longer you play it, but hasn't happened to me yet. I've been having fun with it. We've probably put in about 7-8 hours so far, so it's been pretty good. Not always into lore. I usually try to read like pickups and stuff like that, but I think everything that we picked up so far has been relatively interesting. Maybe not every single item that we've read out loud, but there's been a lot of different things. I like it's a mix of like SCP and like paranormal FBI stuff, like if you think the X-Files. So a lot of various reports about weird paranormal activities going on. It's interesting stuff. I've been digging even like just the little minor details like that throughout the game. So many goddamn restrooms in this place. Having a hard time remembering if I picked up one or gone into one particular or not. Notice with all the restrooms in this particular location, there's every time you burst into the stall on the right, there's like a stacked up toilet paper roll that falls on the floor. We heard that guy crying out, and then I never found him. I've got no clue where he is, so he must be in the central containment area, would be my guess. Got a couple abilities I could potentially put in. Let's see. Seize duration. Seize an additional enemy, I think would be pretty good. Still kind of thinking launch. I might want to max that out because I use it so much. Health wouldn't be a bad idea either. I wonder what large objects would be. We pick up pretty damn large objects. There's not like there's too many other things that we could pick up either, I wouldn't think. So, unless she just like rips shit out of the ground, maybe. Who knows? I'm gonna put more into launch. We've been dealing with a lot of enemies. Oops. I don't know why I think Y is the menu. Must have played something recently that was. Thinking about switching to the shatter too, I don't know. Let's see, we haven't sorted through the mods in a while either. I'm gonna deconstruct a couple things. Headshot damage. Headshot damage with the shatter? Oh, that's not exclusive. Well, it's usable with the shatter, but it's not exclusive to it. Like, that'd be hard to execute, though. Can negate recoil. Projectile spread. Guess more concentrated blasts would equal more damage, would be my guess. Projectiles fired. Might be a good one. I think that other recoil was a little bit better. What do I have equipped? What is it? Damage. Oh, it's a damage booster. I wonder if negating the projectile spread would be better than the damage boosting. This damage boost is only a level 1. Let's see what it does for us. Just looking at similar symbols for right now. Plus 20, 23. Actually, I'm just gonna get rid of level 1s and level 2s. Oh shit. Not the level 5. Doesn't seem like that'd be very prudent. Energy recovery speed plus 56. Goddamn. Yeah, I got an energy recovery speed already equipped, so definitely putting that on. Okay. That should do it. Oh, it's a fake? A dummy chest? Well, that's disappointing. I haven't come across one of those yet. At least it wasn't like a mimic or something that could attack you. Rooms are weird. Reminds me of wandering around hospitals. No video? Boy, everything I'm coming across is just subverting my expectations. See a chest, I expect there to be something I can interact with to get the contents in the chest. Come across a projector, I expect there to be a video. So we'll check the second level before we get into the nitty gritty of whatever is in here. What the hell? Another chest that isn't usable. Oh, look. New director portrait already up and displayed. Wrong button. Hey, wait a sec. Oh, I went backwards. Shit. I guess that explains the chest situation, too. Well, there you have it. You see, okay, I see what the problem is, because everything is mirrored in this section. So, the back looks exactly like the front. Except when you enter the door. In memory of the heroic agents who gave their lives to the forces known and unknown for the protection of the greater knowledge of all humankind, we honor their sacrifice. Ain't too many names on here. Cynically, I would think that this would be like where Kickstarter names would be, but I don't know that this game had any sort of public funding like that. Might be an Easter egg or something. Is there going to be a Sam Lake on here? Thomas Holmes, Sean Donnelly, David Izzo. There's a Samuel. I know Daniel Garcia. Other than that, I don't recognize anything. Medical wing. Got some of that black mold growing on in here, too. Oh boy, here they come. I don't know if they could get through, though. Medical wing. Health. Something was kind of acting weird with the sound too. It was like blipping in and out, almost like a faulty cable was a result of it. Ooh, security level 6. Don't have that. Wash your hands, could spread mold. A little late for that. Yeah. Bet you all this mold buildup was because of someone not washing their hands. Couldn't burst through the window, but I made something break apart in there. Can't get through that level 6, but at least we can get through here. Old people. They gave me a hell of a time last time we dealt with them. Mistake to jump down there. Looked like it was fairly powerful, but I wasn't exactly sure it was going to happen. Couldn't break through the window, but at the very least we could grab some of the health kind of by skirting around there. Music was still going off like there was somebody still hanging out. A lot of materials. I should probably take a look and see if I could get any weapon upgrades or something. Next time I hit up a control point. Globe procedures. Oh, another object. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. However, contact should be limited, as some report feeling disoriented after touching it. Description: altered effects. Item is handmade, set in dark wood. The item itself is lacquered, hand-painted. Spins freely on all axis. While the continents and oceans are recognizably those of Earth, careful examination has revealed numerous redacted and other geographic additions that do not exist on our planet. One of these islands has a city marked on it named Tanrelio. There's no signatures left by its maker. Physical contact renders subjects dizzy and disoriented, with some reporting a feeling of unfamiliarity with their surroundings. This effect seems to grow worse with prolonged contact, culminating in a sense of listlessness and depression. Suicide has been observed in redacted antlers. The suicide globe.
August 4th, 1964. We discovered the oldest house while investigating a suspected altered world event case in the New York City subway tunnels. The agents found their way up into the building.
This is the most flattering of angles. This reminds me of getting late to a movie theater and sitting all the way up at the front row. Holy shit. Last time I did that, I think it was, God, what was the last movie I did that at? It was something stupid too. I think it was Heart of the Sea, which is not a great movie. But it was like a movie retelling of the events that Herman Melville used to base his story, Moby Dick, off of. But I remember, God, I had a super migraine that day. So I remember using my earbuds and plugging them in my ears because the movie was too goddamn loud. But I think we were like up in like some of the front rows. And I've sat at them before in that particular theater. I remember sitting in the front rows, but I think it was like a larger theater. Sitting up at the front row and being perfectly fine. But sometimes you go and it's like this.
Once we became aware of it,
It's really
it was
shitty.
there. For the rest of the population, it was hiding in plain sight, a slippery blind spot, seemingly discouraging observation. It's a place of power, an ongoing AWE of its own, seemingly adhering to its physical outer constraints and yet constantly breaking the known boundaries of reality. It's unstable, shifting. Note, for more details on control points and the research and process to stabilize and secure the core sectors, refer to a separate presentation. After extensive research and investigation, the Bureau made the building its headquarters on November 13th, 1968. The Federal Bureau of Control was never out in the open. This was always an obfuscated, classified top secret operation. So imagine our surprise when the building's observation-resistant aspects began in some unquantifiable way to affect the Bureau as a whole.
Okay. Little pause there at the end. Nothing else in here, just the video. You've left before sitting up front. I'm pretty sure I've done that before too. Like where that was the only option. Like, I think I'll just get my money back or try for another showing or something. Okay, here we go. Past the security doors. No enemies to greet us. Like there were before. They were chomping at the bit to get to me, but they couldn't get past the bars, and neither could I. Couldn't even shoot anything through them. I'm a little surprised there's no control point over here.
P6 is what the Bureau calls Dylan. His cell's been breached. Has the Hiss found him? Are you there with him? Can you protect him?
No answer. Well, they were grooming him to be the next director. Apparently he had powers, or at least we hypothesized that he had powers similar to Jesse's, so if some entity were to get to him or somebody was trying to exploit him, they'd probably make off with a pretty good deal, I would suspect. Just making sure there's nothing else. This looks like it's going to be one of those hotline rooms. Oh, hello there. Oh, the room's upside down. And of course there's a man screaming in the distance, but you know, it's not quite as unremarkable. Blood coming out of 223. This room is not upside down. Wonder if that fixes the upside down room. got no other logic behind it. Oh yeah, it did. What's that noise? Last time we came into the Ocean View hotel room here too, there was somebody knocking on the outside, which I thought was weird because I think we had read a log that specifically said that there was no like physical plane that it existed on. We got through.
It's been a long time since Dylan and I knew each other. I've wondered about him. What kind of man he'd grow up to be. Were things as hard for him as they were for me? Maybe in here, they were even harder.
At least they didn't keep him in a cell the entire time.
Oh, hello. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm Jessie, the new director. I need to get inside.
New director. Right. Well, okay. Hello, I'm Frederick Langston, the panopticon supervisor.
Nice hair.
It's not the best time for a tour. We have hiss everywhere, numerous cell breaches, and system failures across the board, but you're the director, so here we go. Founded by Zachariah Trench, the Panopticon is our state-of-the-art repository for all altered items,
don't have time for
objects,
this.
power, and...
I was told Dylan Faden was kept here. Can you help me find him?
Faden. Sure. Darling wanted him somewhere secure and isolated away from people. He's in the maximum security cells, upper level. But there's currently a pressing matter, ma'am. We've got an object of power loose in there. It's wrecking the place. The Benikoff TV, it's a real doozy. Salvador took a team in to handle it, but no one's heard from them for hours. This is a Category 5 OOP we're talking about, and if we don't contain it soon, it will tear the Panopticon apart. And we don't want all those altered items getting loose, ma'am. No, trust me.
Dylan's in there.
Open the door, Langston. I'll handle it.
If you say so. I usually tell first-timers not to touch anything, so, just do that. Here, I'll get
No
the door
promises. What's up, Mythical?
for you. And please, ma'am, call me Fred.
Thanks, Langston.
I was gonna say, nah.
I better not get blamed for this mess in the next performance review.
I am doing well, by the way. Oh, is that an Oh Dear Diner? Yes, it is. Hope things are going well for you. Ever played Control before? Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Altered status is suspected but unverified. Description: altered effect. Blue coffee thermos with a white plastic cap and a logo of the Oh Dear Diner located in Bright Falls, Washington. Cap doubles as a mug. Item responds to Formula 1. Or L.16, yet no discernible altered effect has been discovered, other than keeping liquids warm for a surprisingly long period of time. It's also worth noting that the coffee from the thermos is always refreshing and strong. Well, that's good, no matter its quality before being poured into the item. Background: the thermos was discovered at the shore of Cauldron Lake, outside the town of Bright Falls, are known as sites of recurring AWE. See Bright Falls AWE case file for further information. According to witness statement, Alan Wake, see Prime Candidate Program entry for further information, went missing shortly before the discovery of the thermos, had been seen redacted, collecting similar thermoses for an redacted purpose. Playing the first Final Fantasy VII Remake to prepare for Rebirth. I tried doing that. It's a long game, though. And ultimately, I think I'd rather play something new. But it's a good game. His life is in your hands. Let's work hard. Did you collect? I don't even remember. I mean, again, it's been a while since I played the original Alan Wake.
Panopticon. Dylan's close. But that object of power may
Coffee
lurk this
thermos is
place
a
before I
collectible in
find
that
it.
game. Reopening this door every time I approach it, but I'm just looking back and forth. Yeah, no need to do that just yet. Astral constructs. Let's see. Upgrade the spin. I think I'd like to upgrade the shatter, but I'll upgrade the pierce since that's what I'm actively using. Now I can have an additional upgrade in there. I feel like the shatter would be pretty good though. But if you get all the trophies, you get a summon materia and some armor, so you know you gotta do that. Just finished the DLC the other day. Oh yeah. Yeah, I still gotta play the DLC myself. Haven't done it yet. Been thinking about streaming it, but may or may not. It's a damn shame you can't transfer saves over from remake to rebirth, though. I think I'd be a little more motivated to try and 100% the thing if you're able to do that. Nothing new, I guess. Take you over real quick. There you go. That's pretty powerful too. Look at that, he's got a cool little cape and everything. Weird little underbridge section here. Now look. More remote dots. I don't think there's going to be anything else down there. Speaking back on the Final Fantasy VII Remake, though, last time I was trying to play it, I was trying to do it on hardest. Which seemed sort of manageable. A friend of mine was talking about it and said it was pretty damn hard to do. I wonder what the issue with this thing is. But I hadn't gotten too deep into it. I think I've gotten maybe close to 2/3 of the way through, but not completely. Oh, hey, the picnic basket. We got a file on that. That was the one that... What did it like lured enemies to it? I thought we were coming up to it when we saw, not enemies, I guess it was animals. It lured animals to it. It said that the animals would be placid, but then there was an update because apparently a bunch of people got mauled or something. Oh, okay. A fan. I don't think we've gotten a file on a fan yet. Kind of sledgehammer. It's a panopticon. Isn't necessarily just for people. I thought there'd be more like people in here than anything, but I guess it's a lot of objects of power. Altered item units. Sure.
Something went wrong with the Bureau's plan to make Dylan the next director. Marshall made it sound like it was all Dylan's fault, but how much of it was what the Bureau did to him? I don't think she's telling me everything.
I don't know, we just finished up something on Super NES. I'm doing something on PC now. I'm thinking either doing a PlayStation or a PlayStation 2 game next. If I do PlayStation, I might do Parasite Eve. If I do PlayStation 2, I've been really kind of feeling like doing Eco and then Shadow of the Colossus after that. But about a month ago, I went through my physical games collection and pulled out several games from each console that I would like to stream in the near future. There's a lot of them. It's going to take some time too, but see what we can get done. Not going to have too much time before Rebirth comes out. I know that's probably going to end up eating a decent amount of my time.
Is anyone there?
Hi.
What are you doing in there?
Oh, thank God. Look, someone has to watch this object at all times, or it deviates. My shift replacement never showed up. Can you help me?
Damn. I can't. I'm sorry. There's an emergency. I'll come back. I promise.
Okay, just don't forget. I can't stare at this thing much longer.
Deviates how? Why is it so drastic? I need a file on this thing. I mean, at least it's not going to kill you when you blink. But, I mean, being stuck in a room and staring at a refrigerator for a while does not seem like a fun activity. Hopefully he's getting paid a decent amount for it. Uh-oh. Shatter not the best gun for these things. Sorry, I think I killed the one I took over. Oops. Here real quick, see if there's anything I can pick up. This is where the security camera was. Trying to figure out where that security camera was placed, though, because it feels like we were seeing pretty far back from the door, but they only see the two in the front. Maybe we could move that body so the door can close completely.
That's the object of power. I need to cleanse it.
Yeah, the TV. What does it do? This scary door. Just shows reruns of a television show for all eternity. What if it's like the going into games machine, but it's like going into movies? I bet you that would be an object of power. Interesting. But I guess there's probably not too much to interact with or pick up here. Although, what is this? Oh. just goes back out to where we were, but there's like no differences aside from there's no people out there. It looks like inside the gun barrel in the 007 intros. Oh, come on. Not gonna help me out? I guess shit just phases right through that one. I guess he's a boss. Too long in that shot. Didn't put me too far back, but I wonder if we have to like activate the TV again. No. Twisted passage, still the same thing. And we're dealing with one of those enemies that depletes almost the entirety of my health bar when I get hit by it, so gotta be kind of careful. Can't preempt anything in here. Oh, Salvador. It's the same guy we fought before, but it's like more powerful. I feel like there's somebody behind me, too. Good.
Thing was Salvador, the head of security. His team didn't stand a chance.
Oh wait, no, Salvador was a different character. Who was the guy that we fought? The one that was in the communications center. I thought it was Salvador, but I think he ended up getting away. Salvador was the boss of the other security guy. His name I forget.
Against the hiss. No one here does. objective power going nuts. Here we go again.
Anchor supplement. Ocelot's anchor. Crew of the White Ocelot first encountered a strange spherical phenomenon while fishing in the Redacted. Witnesses described it as a black sphere with faint light behind it. Hovered off just below the ship. The crew redacted by throwing a tin bucket which disappeared into the sphere. Soon after the vessel lost structural integrity, the ship's metal rusted and fell apart within minutes. As the ship sank, the sphere lowered into the water. A passing fishing vessel called the Redacted rescued the 4 surviving crew. Agents were dispatched to the White Ocelot's last known coordinates, Redacted, and began diving operations. On the ocean floor, the agents found the sphere. The ship was entirely destroyed except for its anchor. As agents lifted the anchor off the ocean floor, they noticed the sphere behaved in conjunction with the anchor, moving and stopping as one. Contact with the sphere was avoided, but handling the anchor proved harmless. The item was transported by the Redacted to the U.S. port of Redacted. On arriving in New York, it was brought into the Bureau via the Redacted. Alright, TV time. Levitate superhero over the obstacle. Superhero? Oh, okay. They can fly now. They fly now. Kind of glide. Oops. Took a bit of fall damage. A while levitating to fall, while falling to slow fall, safely controlling the descent. I think I've seen the flight mechanic in some of the demos for this game, but I don't know to what extent it was going to be like. This is somewhat surprisingly a little bit more liberal with the flight mechanics than I was expecting. Doesn't? Okay. There is a time limit on it. It doesn't take your energy away, so you kind of have to get a feel for how long of an airtime you have, but still. Newsflash, ABP. Or ABB. The hiss, broadcast.
Okay.
I can't even read any of
Back
that.
to the TV. Now I can find Dylan.
All moves too quickly. Kind of wonder if we could go that way, but probably not a good idea. I think more than likely we're expected to go out here. That's interesting. File up there. Paper lantern supplement. Ramen lantern. Lantern was discovered at the street-side ramen shop in Tokyo, Japan, named Redacted. Shop gained immense popularity due to this item, the shining beacon hanging in its doorway. Visiting documentarian was similarly enthralled by the crimson luster of the lantern and helped find it an international acclaim through a television series highlighting the world's finest restaurants. Audiences' interest in the lantern brought it to the attention of the Bureau, and soon the lantern found its way here to us. I write this as I sit beside the very item. Its light is so comforting, so familiar. It reminds me of a summer nights when I was a boy. The sun setting, the air warm, the chittering song of evening insects. The lantern knows we all want to feel safe, at home, secure in the knowledge that the world won't change, and neither will we. We'll be young and happy forever, here in its glow. Appendix. The author of this document was detained shortly after this case file was distributed. Individual handling of the item is now prohibited. Information in this document may be compromised by the author's obvious infatuation with the item. Well, that's a shame. I'm sure it was a very pretty lantern, though. I wonder how they were able to, I mean, I guess when you're a government agency, you can just do what you want, but how they were able to, take it away if it was so favorable. It's like all these stairs. It looks like a Escher painting, but I don't think we can access anything up there. I did notice, okay, so back out here, there was a piece of scaffolding that had sort of fallen. Maybe we need to go hop around out there. Disappointingly, nothing on the underside of this bridge. Oh, hey, look at that. There's the famous, or infamous swan ride. One that apparently ejected people out of its seat and caused a helicopter to crash when they were transporting it. Party balloon, get well soon. I would have to assume that if it's in the panopticon, because there were some that were like in the research area that they were just taking a look at, but if it's in the panopticon, it's got to be dangerous. And we haven't gotten on any files on most of the ones we've seen. There's the get well soon balloon. There's a water cooler there. We got one on the swan. We saw like a sledgehammer. What is this? The Half-Life crowbar.
Dylan. He's so close.
One door has to close in order for the other to open.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Jesse.
Is there a way to communicate back? Chest in there. Looks like it's blocked by a security level 6 door.
Are you there, Jesse?
Ah.
on, Dylan isn't here. He might be nearby. Or maybe the hiss got to him. I don't know.
Jesse, listen. Dylan's here. With us. He just walked in. He says he is giving himself up. He's been affected by the hiss, but he is different than the others. We must isolate him.
I'm on my way. We need to get back.
Seems like a sane and rational man.
I have to see my brother.
Damn, so if I want to get that door open, gotta walk a ways back over here to get it. Have to remember that it's over here too. Dylan Faden observation. 9:30 a.m. breakfast is brought. 11:54 gets out of bed, uses the toilet, returns to bed. 11:57 asks for television to be turned on. Staff do so. 12 p.m. lunch is brought. Breakfast is removed. 12:02 eats lunch. 2:38 uses toilet. 4:03 begins talking to self. Recording speech is not possible due to noise from television. 4:07 p.m. becomes upset, throws lunch tray at glass. 4:09 sedated. Crew clean the cell. Television is turned off. 6:12 comes to, asks for television to be turned on. Staff refuse. 6:16 sleeps. Footnote: television privileges were refused due to hostile behavior. Well, we gotta get back, but since we're here anyway, might as well see what's going on. Like how it has stage lighting. There's like a truss. I was thinking if they had them locked up that, you know, it'd be relatively plush. This looks like shit. Just a glass box. Not the best of accommodations. Wonder how long he was in there for. Weapon mod's full. Well, damn. Oh yeah, we could put an additional one in the Pierce. Why don't we get rid of all these level 1s? I'm not tempted to get rid of level 2s as well. I think I'm just gonna do that, since apparently we're full up. Okay. Ammo efficiency. Let's see, is there anything unique to the Pierce? Damage while aiming, 31%. That ain't much of a boost, but I guess I'll take it. Oh, there's a 35% one. Okay. Damage while low in health, plus 91%. I mean, almost twice damage when low in health. That's not bad, but being low in health, I don't know that I want to be using the Pierce at any point. Energy gain from headshots. Zoom. Wait. Yeah, I'd like to see what kind of zoom capabilities we got. Is that it? Doesn't seem like there's much else going on here. Height limitations with the level. Even though it looks like I should be able to go a little bit higher, but it's alright.
won't take up too much of your time today, Dylan. Like I said, I want to talk about Jessie, your sister.
What about her?
I just want to get your perspective. What do you think of her? What kind of person is she? That sort of thing.
I adored my sister. When I was little, I mean, back in Ordinary.
And you don't anymore?
When I first got here, sure. I'd always hoped she'd come too. Find me, to take me home. We went everywhere together. Why should this be any different? Casper said she could come too, to the Bureau, if she wanted to. But she never did.
Why do you think that is?
Because she didn't care about me. She always wanted to be out on her own, seeing the world. She always said so. I guess she got what she wanted.
Great. So, she wanted to see the world. Did she ever mention any place in particular?
Why?
We like to ask questions around here, you know that. Any particular cities, towns, landmarks, anything like that?
I don't remember.
What about family and friends? Were you close with anyone living outside of Ordinary?
I'm done with this. Tell Casper I want pizza for lunch today.
Dylan, wait. We're not... End of session.
Seemed pretty shitty. You should go check on that guy. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Keep them up.
Hey, what can I do?
Oh, you're back. Oh, thank you, thank you. If I look away, I don't know what this thing will do. You have to get me out of here. The door can only be opened by the panopticon supervisor. That's Langston, if he's still around.
Langston. Yeah, I know him. I'll go ask him how to get you out.
Please hurry. My eyes, they can't.
Hey, calm down. Just focus. What's your name?
Focus, right. My name's Philip, and I think I can hold on for a bit. It's just my eyes. My eyes hurt so much.
He can blink, right? Alright, maybe we should tend to him first. Just kind of wondering what would happen. Hey, what's up, Ikiri? Flu vaccine kicking your ass, uh-oh. I know how that goes, though, but it's all for the best, I suppose, right? Anyway, outside of that, hope you're doing well.
Hey, listen to this. Containment failure in panopticon cell 69.
Whoa!
69.
Don't tell me there's a 420, too.
There's someone named Philip up in a cell. He's watching a refrigerator and very rapidly losing it.
Philip? Oh shit, I forgot about fridge duty. He's been in there for over a day, I totally forgot.
You forgot about him?
There's a lot going on. The hiss, the Benikoff TV. Considering the number of things I'm juggling, ma'am, I think it's...
Listen, it's fine. We just need to get him out of there. He said you'd be able to open the cell door?
Yeah, I can unlock it on my terminal. There. Done. Door open. But Philip can't just leave. The fridge is behaving erratically. Ocular contact is the only thing that seems to placate it. If we don't have someone in there watching it 24/7, people will die.
I'll figure something out. I'm pretty good with these things.
Being pretty good with altered items isn't standard bureau procedure, ma'am.
He doesn't know us very well.
Do you like
Sure,
working
we'll
at
ask
the
him some
FCC?
questions, why not?
Sure. I mean, yeah, the drama's a bit much, but I get better benefits here than I would over at the Postal Service. I checked. Better healthcare. That's not to say I don't like my job, ma'am. Been here over 15 years. No one knows the panopticon collection better than me. I'm, close to them, in a way.
I can't tell if that's creepy or normal here.
It's probably both. Normal for them, creepy for everybody else.
How do you keep the altered items under control?
It depends on the item. Each one has different needs. Ritualistic touches go a long way. Singing to them.
Did he say
Flipping the
singing?
lights 3 times, that sort of thing. It's not superstition if it works.
What's the difference between objects of power and altered items?
Think of them like storms. Objects of power are like tropical cyclones or hurricanes for the uneducated. They're big, rare, and scary. Of course, directors can just bind the OOP and become the eye of the storm. Altered items are more like weird thunderstorms. Some may rain frogs, some may rain corn, but they all rain something.
And how does the hiss factor into all that?
It's changing them, making them aggressive. Now they're all raining, I don't know, knives. Knife rain.
Nice metaphor.
Did you work closely with Trench?
Oh, he spent most of his time with Darling and all them. The inner circle. Not that I care.
Trench certainly had his favorites.
He did stop in occasionally to scowl and smoke. Did you know the Bureau has a no smoking policy? It does. Just not for Trench. Still, he is the one who put aside funding for the panopticon. The man did have vision.
How did you get this job?
Started as a junior agent because my uncle knew a guy. From there I got put on a desk until an accident left the containment sector severely understaffed. At which point I got bumped up to management. Put in a steady 8 hours a day for another 10 years and voila, supervisor.
I just picked up a gun. Or a gun picked me.
Yeah, everybody's different.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
Alright, we better go check on our guy. Oh. That was instantaneous. I didn't quite expect it to be that quick.
Hello? Jesse? Jesse? The fridge is doing something!
Philip?
Oops. Well, we tried. Anyway, what did we just pick up? Was it the TV one? Well, we didn't read a thing on the TV, but we got its ability. I think maybe these only unlock after you get them. Benikoff TB. No unique containment procedures required while bound. CRT television built by Benikoff and Sons Electrics. The screen is still functional. Object can levitate itself off the ground to a maximum observed altitude of redacted. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to harness the effect for their own use. See report redacted for results tested with prime candidate redacted. The object is currently bound by redacted. The object was first discovered in a local news story from redacted Kansas. A figure had been seen redacted over buildings. The Bureau dispatched agents to the town, who discovered a man named Redacted had bound himself to the object. Mr. Redacted was detained, see case 39-HQ6-656, and the object was brought to the Bureau for study. I guess I was the only unread one. All right. Employee incident. I guess this is considered unread. Incident in question occurred on redacted and was brought to HR department's attention by the internal security personnel who intervened. According to the report supported by security camera footage, Agent Filson entered a staff kitchen with the intention of consuming his private meal. A homemade sandwich cut diagonally and packed in a plastic container, but discovered the refrigerator had redacted his meal. Agent Filson began to kick the Bureau-owned appliance as he expressed his frustration in a loud and profane manner. The behavior caused multiple staff members present to become alarmed. Security was alerted soon after. Filson complied with security commands to desist. Recommendation: Agent Filson was reprimanded and suspended for the remainder of the ongoing work week. The review committee recommends one non-mandatory counseling session. Okay. That's the refrigerator we're working with here.
If I look away, it hurts me.
What's going on, fridge? She cursing me.
This sounds like the board, but I can't understand it.
Fuck?
What? Okay. Oh, shit. God damn it. I had one more shot. One more shot and it would have been dead. But I was using the Pierce. Not that the Shatter would have been any better in that situation. But Pierce does a lot more damage.
Hello? Jesse?
I'm back. I'm coming in.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you.
And I regretted not being able to speak with him beforehand.
The fridge is doing something!
Phil. If I look away, it hurts me.
This sounds like the board, but I can't understand it.
Oh shit, what the hell was that? Doing pretty good. I didn't have a whole lot of health taken out, but I think the ground or something cracked.
Hello? Jesse? The fridge is doing something!
Philip? If I look away, it hurts me.
This sounds like the board, but I can't understand it.
Fuck?
Okay.
Wait, there's no Black Pyramid here. The fridge seems fixed. Did fighting that thing off change something?
Probably. Shame we couldn't help Philip, but you know. There's all this paperwork here. I thought maybe we could get some more information on it, but I suppose not. A royal fridge. Some pictures of monsters on it. And a very sad looking family and a happy child. Like a car. Sad people driving the car and an angel. Angel's got blonde hair, like what would be presumably the mother here. So, maybe we could gather that the fridge once belonged to a family. Killed the mother. Well, hopefully we'll get a log on it, because that was weird. Let me go here real quick and see if our man here has anything to say about that.
But no, why? How'd it go? Where's Philip?
Philip's gone. Something happened before I could get him out.
Poor Philip. He never did like fridge duty. But if you're here, then who's watching the fridge?
The fridge is fine now.
Wasn't gonna take over for him.
I took care of it.
You don't just take care of altered items. What did you do?
I touched it and wound up in the astral plane. This thing was in there. It was huge, had one big eye. Wasn't friendly.
We've been getting reports from the astronauts lately about something fitting that description. The astral plane is usually connected to our world through objects of power, not altered items. If this thing is linking itself to altered items, then it's clearly powerful. This may happen again.
Do you think that thing is what got Philip?
Must have been. The panopticon is a dangerous place. The agents all know the risks. But, since you're some sort of altered item whisperer, I've got a list of others for you to corral.
Oh.
The Hiss are causing containment breaches left, right, and center. Here, start with these. I'll see if there are any others missing while you're gone. My life just got a whole lot easier.
Why'd you look away and deliver that tone?
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
Well, that's interesting. I do find these altered items to be fascinating in a way. So I would like to, I don't know, find them, I guess, if I can. The Japanese paper lantern. That one's missing. There's also a traffic light, a hand chair, and moving letters. Langston asked Jesse to cleanse and retrieve the numerous altered items that have escaped from Panopticon. He warns Jesse that their behavior has become erratic since it has corrupted him. Well, I can't say I've seen any of those just on my regular travels throughout the facilities, so I don't know where they would be, but I'm sure we'll come across them at some point. I'm going to add some health. I'm going to fully unlock launch damage. What is this? Hold and launch up to 3 objects. Energy now recovers while holding launch objects. Oh, that's nice. That requires 8 points. Jeez. Okay, we need to... What? Oh. Wait a sec. I was confused. No, I don't actually want to do that particular mission right now, so good on that. Get back to Central Executive.
The resonance emitted from the HRAs is purely
going on?
antithetical to every
It's happening. After all these years, Dylan is here. But am I too late?
How is he? I need to know.
He's clearly been affected by the hiss, but it's different than any other manifestation we've recorded. Maybe what makes you so special is genetic. He was a prime candidate. Or maybe it's Polaris protecting him, something else affecting the situation. I need to run tests. He seems more in control, more present.
I want to see him.
My brother.
He's not in control. I'm in control.
Of course. Now, Marshall set up an HRA-warded cage to contain him. It's on the upper floor, up the stairs.
Okay, I need to go.
Jesse, be careful.
Sure. Timeline of events. To examine the invasion's timeline of events is possible patterns in his behavior. Establishing a timeline is difficult at present because of lack of reliable communications between the Bureau sectors and staff. Preliminary models indicate ground zero of the invasion is located within the executive sector. Once it becomes possible to interview the surviving personnel, pinpointing the exact location should be feasible. Other outstanding questions that a timeline may help answer: how did the hiss get past internal lockdown? How does his resonance advance through space, deliberately or uniformly? What is their ultimate goal? To the outside world? A cross-dimensional destination? Refer to redacted for full report. Analysis of Hiss Threat Part 3, confidential summary. If we understand the hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now the agreed upon term for their vocalizations, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords and speech. Would there be differences if the incantation were recited in a different language? Sort of reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 5. Most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you the hiss is referring to? Does the hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-hiss life, wants to join it? Be consumed by it? Is that its goal? The second most used words are through and time. This is possibly the hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age. There is a clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommend, is beyond idiotic. Refer to redacted for full report. Nothing else. Looks like we could talk to Pope, though.
Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
Underhill.
I didn't. Who
The
is
name's
she?
Underhill.
She is a colleague of mine. A researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
We saw the mold.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse. Now, what's on your mind?
I don't know. Talk about anything?
I visited the quarry. What's the plan for all that black rock?
The Bureau has used BlackRock almost exclusively for containment purposes. See, I say, branch out. Instead of boxes, helmets. Instead of blast shields, knives.
Knives?
Yes, knives. So many combat applications. Slicing, stabbing, gouging, Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited.
Wow, I did not expect that from her.
This place is looking good. Arish is making real progress around here.
Right? This place is a fortress. And with him taking care of operations here, I can spend more time analyzing the hiss. I've been attempting to isolate and neutralize the hiss resonance in blood samples, but no luck so far.
So you can't reverse it?
Not yet, but perhaps reversing it is too simple. See, if hiss resonance can rewrite human genetics, then perhaps it's a question of rewriting the hiss resonance. In theory, that could pave the way for custom human genetic alteration.
I wonder how often the phrase mad scientist is used around here.
But in the world of the mad, everything is normal, so they're just scientists.
How is HRA production coming along?
Better than expected. We've already made enough to get people out of a couple safe rooms. They're here, alive, thanks to you. And we never would have lasted this long if you hadn't walked in those doors.
You deserve thanks too, of course.
We got this place up and running together, Emily. I should be going. Enjoy your data.
Oh, I will.
Almost sounded sarcastic, but yeah, she would be the type to kind of enjoy that thing. What is this?
You have to write everything in her made-up gibberish code.
Jukebox token.
I found this token. Any idea what it...
Oh, there was a jukebox somewhere. Well, maybe it'll explain it to me. She's mentioning it now.
Ah, that is a jukebox token. Little bastards turn up in the weirdest places, like bad pennies. The Rangers use them to activate an old object of power.
A jukebox, I assume. Does it have any good songs?
Nope, just the one record. Hey, be careful turning it on, though. When it's playing, you get a free trip to the formation.
The formation? That sounds ominous.
Why does it send you there?
The Bureau has been wondering that for years. I mean, it's just a pile of rocks built by God knows who, but... Well, researchers have confirmed it's in the same threshold as the quarry. Well, no one's ever been able to map a physical route to the formation for maintenance.
So it's in the quarry. You just don't know where.
Pretty much. We only send in annual expeditions to the formation now. Checkups, Salvador calls them. This year's team went in the day the hiss arrived. Come to think of it, the song should have brought them back hours ago.
I can go in and take a look.
I'd appreciate that. The jukebox is kept just past the security booth over there. Just put in the token and enjoy the ride.
What's the deal with BlackRock?
Oh, fuck. Don't get me started on BlackRock. You know, ever since research found out that it blocks paranatural stuff, they have just been parading dangerous materials in and out of the fucking quarry. Fucking lab coats, man. Love making my job harder.
Sounds like there's some tension between departments.
Still, at least the quarry's got a good view of the night sky. You know, me and Salvador used to have after-work beers down there.
What do you know about Dr. Darling?
About as much as anybody, I guess. Head of research, loves to hear himself talk. All of those science types absolutely do. He's been acting a little bit psycho recently. Although HR told me not to use that word, so...
Everyone thinks finding Darling
set him off or something?
Answers. But if he's completely lost it, then what help could he be?
You're security, right? Do you work with Rangers?
Not often. Rangers are specially trained in threshold reconnaissance and ground zero AWE response. Security is more interested in the dangers inside the Bureau.
They must see some weird stuff out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, every week they are tackling things that were previously unknown to the human experience. Most Rangers, they retire due to cognitive collapse. I looked up the medical definition. Not fun.
How does the Bureau handle thresholds?
Handle might be a bit of an optimistic way to put it. Marshall sends her Rangers in to map them, check growth rates, locate epicenters, take samples, measure stuff, basically.
Sounds like he's done his homework.
Now, down in maintenance, thresholds are used just like any other tool. Lab coats mine black rock from one, maintenance siphons water from another. We use it for pretty much everything, except drinking.
Why don't you drink it?
Do I even want to know?
Yeah, a lot of time we find these little chunks in it. It's pretty gross.
I didn't want to know.
Chunks of what?
What do you think of Marshall?
Marshall? Marshall's a fucking badass. Rangers could not ask for a better leader. She's a little, intense, but given the stuff she's seen, I'm not surprised. She does have a bad habit of disappearing, though.
Where does she go?
Last time she vanished, I did some digging into the security logs. I found camera footage of her entering the quarry. She was down there alone for days. Now, typically that's not allowed, but Marshall is kind of above the rules.
I wonder what she finds so interesting in the quarry.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Fair enough.
Remember, we got this.
Okay, where? They said it was in upstairs.
Nope.
Assuming upstairs here somewhere. Some guards posted in this area. Ah, there he is.
You are a worm through time. The thunder's home distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, inverted is made right. Leave your insides by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been a near you. You want us to patrol. We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget. Through time, the thunder's home distorts you. Happiness,
yeah.
you are a worm
Hi there.
through time.
Shit.
The thunder's home distorts you.
That's Dylan.
White pearls,
Can
but
you
yellow
hear
and
me?
red in the eye.
Oh, come on, Dylan. I'm here. I found you.
You've always been a near you. You want us to patrol.
Do you know who I am?
Oh, you know me. Say it.
You are Dylan Faden's sister.
He's talking in the third person. Always a good sign.
Do you know who you are?
Not Dylan. Trench and Darling made sure of that. I'm P6. P6. But I'm better now. The hiss made me better.
Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been the new you. You want this
Can you
to
stop
be
that?
true.
Please.
Not exactly the reunion I'd hoped for.
It feels good to say those words. I want to say them. They sound good. They make me feel good. Don't you want to say them too?
No. Fuck off, no. You need to help me get this thing out of his head. If he is still in there, if there is anything left, you have to help me.
You came in through the hole in you. We let you in. You've always been here. The only truth. A copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Stop it!
Orange peel.
Shit.
Good 9 Inch Nails song.
He can see you. This is not safe.
We found Polaris together with my sister when we were very small. In Ordinary. In the desert, through the door opened up by the slide projector. But she didn't help when Trench took me away. She didn't give me any powers. All the powers are my own powers. She didn't help when they locked me up for years.
After the song, time for applause. We build you till nothing remains. The egg cracks and the truth will emerge out of you. You are home.
The Bureau brought the slide projector back here with me. And the Bureau did what the Bureau does. They used it. And they found... They opened the door up to the hiss. That's the only thing I can thank them for.
There. There it is. We stopped the Altered World event in Ordinary when we shut down the slide projector. And now the projector's here.
An earworm is a tune you can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, 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 yeah. Just plastic. So safe. Nothing to worry about. Funny. I welcomed the hiss. I let it in. To get rid of her. The hiss set me free. Polaris is using you. The Bureau is using you. You are a puppet. You can almost hear our words, but you forget.
If we shut off the slide projector, maybe that will stop the hiss.
Your regulations.
Maybe it's not too late for my brother.
You must see the truth for yourself, Jesse. Sister. The horrible truth about the Bureau. The hiss is the better option. Go to the Prime Candidate program in the containment sector. I have the keycard to get you there. Salvador wanted me to have it.
Wanted? Bullshit. I saw what the hiss did to Salvador. What it turned him into.
Okay, Dylan. I'll go. I want to see the truth for myself.
I'll go. But only to look for the slide projector. You can help me. We can end this.
You are a worm through time.
Maybe.
You are a worm through time.
It does what we presume it does.
Yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror.
Guess there's more dialogue options with him.
Find here.
Dylan. Can we talk?
I'd like to tell you about a dream I had last night.
All right, lay it on me.
Good start.
Okay. I'm listening.
I was back in Ordinary, before all of this happened. But in the dream, I was alone. It was just me. I was the only child. A girl. My name was Jesse Dylan Faden. But then the Bureau came and caught me, brought me back here, locked me up. Have you ever noticed that our names, Jesse, Dylan, they could be girls' names, boys' names, could be anything.
Could be whatever we want.
Weird? I find that weird.
Sure.
The hell was that? Is he trying to mess with me?
You are a worm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness.
All right. Well, there's potentially more dialogue options, but been going through a lot of dialogue stuff, so I think maybe we can try for something else. Hey, a log. Shifted bathroom complaint. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. Worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. D. Rodriguez. Okay. Maybe that's why there's so many restrooms, is because you never know when one's going to disappear. So you just make a restroom on every corner of the building. Got that radio on, buddy? There you go. I guess I haven't really looked up here at all because there's a bunch of stuff. Examination of paranatural topics, technological limitations of the oldest house. Summary. The oldest house imposes certain limitations on our bureau, but by far the most restrictive is the inability to use certain technological instruments. The oldest house does not allow devices to receive or emit any redacted signal. Radio waves are the only transmittable signals in the oldest house, and even those are often unreliable. If the power of collective unconsciousness is taken into account, it could be that certain pieces of technology are too, quote-unquote, new in the cultural redacted for the oldest house to redacted them. Similarly, these items have not been known to become receptacles for altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the redacted to occur. Modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Redacted agents have been injured by cell phones exploding in their pockets while entering the oldest house. Refer to file 4-19-1935 for full report. I guess that explains why everything has a retro look to it. Everything is analog technology.
What do you know about this Arish guy? I heard some Rangers.
Holy shit. Oh yeah, we saw one of these rooms that had a bunch of post-it notes like on the outside. It looks so odd, it looks almost gross. I don't like the look of this. Sticky note complaint. To whom it may concern, in case you are not aware, something caused a sticky note in my office to duplicate. My office is unusable now. I'll be working from home until this is resolved. You can reach me on my cell or home phone. Sincerely, Jay Bozer, Vice Chief of Staff. It's like the stand kiss. It's kind of like a post-it note kind of looking thing. I guess it was a sticker, but still.
To just sit on our asses and then leave? Apparently the director restored HRA production. They're already getting other survivors out of
Pope's promotion. Employee report. Dr. Darling has personally recommended Miss Pope for a promotion based on her work ethic and assistance in advancing many ongoing research matters. See research reports redacted for breakthroughs resulting from our work. Recommendation, according to her colleagues, Pope has displayed a keen eye for detail and a quick grasp of paranatural concepts. She is professional and diligent, though some of her co-workers complain of social disinterest. The review committee approves this recommendation and promotes Ms. Pope to the position of research specialist. Oh, house memories. We haven't been getting those very often because that's what we need to upgrade the grip. Refrigerator procedures. Ah, here we go. Arctic Queen. Containment procedure, no unique procedures required. Description, altered effect. An Arctic Queen brand electric refrigerator model from the 1960s. No cooling functionality. The door is decorated with crayon illustrations by Redacted. The illustrations cannot be removed from the item. All attempts have failed. The paper cannot be burned or torn. Background. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after it survived the collapse of New York City's Grand Central Hotel, where it served as an appliance in apartment Redacted, rented by a man named Redacted. It became the subject of a local infamy after surviving the building collapse undamaged. Mr. Redacted, who was out of the building at the time of the collapse, Redacted PM, retained ownership of the item until 1974, when the Bureau purchased the item through a false identity. Appendix. New altered effect has been observed. See file AL10.F for details. See file AL10.K for new containment procedures. But nice to get a little more information on it. Especially considering the subject matter of the drawings and the issues it had where it couldn't be seen or looked at. Need more information on why it does what it does. Not that we've gotten additional notes on any altered items, at least nothing that I can remember, but I feel like might be an instance where there won't be one that pops up at some point. This looks familiar. I think I've gone through these office rooms, but for whatever reason, just like the rest of that shit, I had not even touched, I don't think. Unless logs just pop up at random, I suppose that could be. America Overnight results. The America Overnight program. The America Overnight program has operated successfully for over redacted years. The Originally designed to assist in providing disinformation to the naturally skeptical population of America, it has additionally led to the discovery of numerous AWEs and altered materials by allowing civilians to call in and report their experiences with the paranormal. In fact, America Overnight alerted the Bureau of Redacted and Redacted in its first year of operation alone. In this report, the investigation sector have cataloged and categorized each episode of America Overnight that has resulted in a successful Bureau investigation in order to help AWE occurrence analysis. More redacted results of Night Springs have also been cataloged in a separate report. Refer to file redacted for full report. Okay, so still needs me in Central Executive.
This is Lynn Salvador, head of Bureau Security. I'm making a formal security order due to the incident in April, case number 21HQ593. Improper use of the jukebox altered item led to 2 fatalities. We believe a pair of agents used the jukebox to travel to the quarry threshold and engage in inappropriate workplace behavior. An expedition team found them decomposing at the formation's base a week later. At least we found out the jukebox doesn't bring corpses back when the song ends. I'm having the jukebox placed in a secure location in the executive sector. It should never have been accessible to low clearance staff in the first place. The new location security and proximity to a high traffic area will prevent misuse while still allowing for expedition teams to access it when required. See me for any further details.
Alright. Pertinent, I suppose. Yeah, I guess let's just go ahead and try the jukebox thing. Although I'm not entirely sure. It said where it was, but it said it was past security.
I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once. Did the whole boot camp thing. Even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point. My own ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Hepton, Stoll, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find them for me? The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish. And I won't let them stay hiss.
I have
So
to
it's
go.
an additional.
Me too. You're not the only
mission.
one who's busy, you know. Stay sharp, Fade.
Lots of errors on this
Research personnel and protection. Face the enemy. Old growth. Old friends. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it is in here. Okay. Oh. Well, that's not quite what I was thinking it was going to be. I thought this was just going to be a straight up mission. Not necessarily. I guess the token thing would facilitate the idea that it's like trial runs, though. I think I'm good on trial runs. Apparently you get like mods or drops or something, I guess, when you beat them. But, nah. Maybe that'll be one of the things if I ever find any time on my own to play this. I'll give it a try then, but I'm good for right now. Personnel protection. Find the prime candidate program. That's the main one we need to look at. Actually, where is that at? Central Executive reunited with brother. Candidate program in the containment sector. Discover the ugly truth about the Bureau. Jesse agrees, but in truth, she plans to go there to look for the slide projector, object of power Dylan revealed to be the cause of the Hiss invasion. Can we make anything? Oh, we have jukebox tokens. Oh, we can make more tokens. Okay. Interesting. Construct charge. Also, 3 explosive projectiles can stagger enemies caught in their blast radius. That's interesting. Explosive gun, huh? Can upgrade the spin. I think I'm still looking to upgrade the shatter, though. That's the one I want. Requires, it's 6 more entropic echoes and 1 more remote thought. Otherwise, I could give the charge gun a shot, but I don't know that I'm terribly interested in that. Let's see. Let's go back to containment and see what we can find in here. He did give us additional clearance, right? Okay, we do have level 6. Okay, there's a couple level 6 doors in here, so it's just a matter of finding where those were. Might be one up there. File mirror supplement. Victorian mirror. Background redacted. Right off the bat. She was admitted to a mental ward for quote-unquote emotional instability soon after relocating to Illinois with her family in 1914. The item only appears on record again in 2006 when the Bureau investigated a sudden rise in disappearances in redacted Illinois. Agents found them hanging in the local library. They were contained quickly, though the missing people of the town were never recovered. Supplementary materials date August 18th, 1915. We certify that the case of Mrs. Redacted has shown her to be a lunatic under the reasons of hysteria, bad company, and imaginary female trouble. Her fixation with the family looking glass is noteworthy, though not an uncommon matter when considering the family disposition. Mrs. Carver is a fit subject for the lunatic asylum and will remain in confines until her affliction has passed. Signed, Dr. Redacted. Prime Candidate Program.
Define new prime candidates. The Bureau needs a director. Our future. P6 and P7.
P7 is. Orb around here somewhere. sure. Whoa. Thing all twisted up in here. I think the TV would be acting up again. Bright Falls supplement. AWE 35. Alice Wake, Mr. Wake's wife, was found during the Bureau investigation. She was interviewed and evaluated. She showed signs of severe mental trauma in the form of redacted memory loss. She was later directed to treatment. It was concluded that she had been trapped in the threshold during its manifestation. Notable individuals still missing after the Bright Falls event are FBI agent Robert Nightingale, Dr. Emil Hartman, referred to Creator's Dilemma, and the file reply, I guess, the Cauldron Lake Lodge. Bureau researchers believe this event was the result of a forced perception of subjective reality stemming from Mr. Wake, overlapping on our own. Wake has been flagged as a potential para-utilitarian. See Prime Candidate Program file for more details. Oh, that'd be interesting. He took over the FBC or something. In 2011, a book by Clay Stewart titled The Alan Wake Files was published by Roundabout Press, New York and Olympia. Agents interviewed Clay Stewart and suspected minor para-utilitarian sensitivity. He was placed under indefinite surveillance. Notes a monitoring station was established at Cauldron Lake to alert the Bureau of any future activity. Apparently the big raccoons get to, according to the Koskela brothers. I miss aspects of that game. I kind of want to play Alan Wake 2 again. But I hear that they're releasing some form of DLC or something for it. Some people apparently think that there's going to be like a alternate ending or something with the game as well. So I guess it probably would just be best for me to wait as opposed to trying to play through it again. But I would be able to possibly play through it again and, you know, maybe work on achievements or something like that. Doesn't mean a whole lot since it's on Epic, and you know, that's a platform I'm not really concerned with, so it wouldn't even matter that much if I were to get all the achievements on there, but still, give me a reason to play through it again, I suppose.
Is this what Dylan wanted me to see?
P7 is
It
her.
doesn't matter.
I figured as much.
We need to find that projector.
Oh, we got a new outfit. That's interesting.
All the times I felt paranoid, I was right. The Bureau could have given me the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
Jesse Faden movement tracking. Apply eastward movement. Cause for concern. 9/24/2019. Depart Cheyenne, Wyoming. Let's see. It's just she's moving around. She goes to Sydney, Des Moines, Chicago, South Bend, Cleveland, Bloomberg, New York. Finally, she arrives. Ordinary AWE. Interesting.
We used to play there all the time. Me and Dylan, and other kids as well. We loved it. This time, I remember, was different. We found a way in, deeper into it, like It had shifted. We went inside, and that's where we found the slide projector.
A dump is a place for lost things. Things that have been thrown away. Did you ever feel that way when you were growing up, Jesse?
What? No. Yes, but that has nothing to do with...
Was there a slide projector at your home when you were small?
No.
Those were before your time, I suppose. But your family did look at photos together, maybe. In one form or the other?
Maybe.
When was this? Can you remember? At parties? Barbecues? How did it make you feel? Did your parents ever show pictures that embarrassed you? Was alcohol ever involved at these parties? Did your parents drink? Did that
a lot of
make
questions
you
at once.
uncomfortable?
No, that's just stupid. Come on. That has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
The slide projector, let me ask you this. As a child, did you ever fantasize about worlds inside pictures? Inside a painting? You know, stepping into a painting, into a hidden world, escaping and finding adventure there, away from your parents.
I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't know.
Alright, let's take a look at the P6.
I wish things had gone differently in Ordinary for us. But wishing won't change things.
Ordinary.
Finding the projector will.
So much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. And the boy, Dylan Faden, prime candidate 6. And the sister as well. Once we catch up with her, but the boy, so much potential. We're talking Northmore level readings here. And I don't want to invoke his name. It's completely different circumstances here. It's remarkable. There was an incident. Yes. We lost a valuable member of our team, yes. Excessive force. Dylan has so much. But he's just a kid. Like, I'll take the blame. He needs some slack. I mean, boys will be boys. He's exceptional and under a lot of stress. Roberts got killed. It's an unfortunate accident, that's all. Marshall needs to realize this. We will make this work. We'll make this work.
All right. Dylan Faden transcript. Transcript of conversation. Subject Dylan Faden for review by Dr. Darling. Note subject was alone during this outburst. Dylan Faden, you again. I thought I told you to leave me alone. Why are you showing me this? I can't do anything. Can't you see where I am? Why don't you help me get the fuck out of here? You always show me things I can't do anything about. Stop showing me her. I don't care anymore. I don't care about you. You both left me here to rot. Fuck off, you bitch. I will dig out my own brains if it means getting rid of you. I don't want you here. Get the fucking message. Subject repeated the phrase fuck off, quote unquote, numerous times before being stated at 1753. Agent killed during redacted involving redacted codename P6. Dylan Faden. Autopsy findings: blunt force injuries to the head and neck, extensive trauma to the abdominal region, lacerations, continuous contusions of upper and lower torso, fracture of the spinal cord between the L1 and L2 vertebrae, avulsion fracture of the 3rd and 10th ribs, left and right, blunt force injuries of the extremities, abrasions, lacerations, and contusions of the extremities, dislocation of left and right elbow, dislocation of left and right knee. Conclusion: after examination, it was determined that the cause of death was internal bleeding occurred when the redacted was confronted or contorted through his redacted. Okay. Something went through something else. Boys will be boys. Guess that's it in here. P6 room is a lot cleaner than P7. Closed cases. Oh good, another one of these.
I can see you're upset, Meg. Why don't you tell Uncle Mr. Bones what's wrong?
I did bad on my clairvoyance test.
You can't ace every test, Meg. You see, everyone has different brains. Some brains can talk to each other. We call this ESP.
ESP?
Some brains can lift objects, like a baseball. Talk about a fly ball, eh, Meg? No interruptions! So who cares?
What the hell was that last thing? It's like a ribbon coming out of it.
Test. Maybe your brain can throw baseballs, or talk to dead people, or make friends blind. Once we know what your brains can do, we'll know what job to give you. And if your brains are just right, you'll get to sit in the big chair.
It is a big chair.
What if I don't want the big chair?
What if I don't want the big chair? Everyone wants the big chair, Meg! That's why we're all here. Use those brains to listen for once, or the only chair you'll get in is the one with straps.
Probably an electrical current running through it as well. Hey, wait a second, I saw something to interact with. It's so finicky. Bright Falls summary, event summary. The unconfirmed threshold manifestation at Cauldron Lake, Washington resulted in a fictional story written by the author Alan Wake, creating an AWE in which reality was altered to match that of the story, though only locally and for a limited time. In response, Mr. Kirkland, head of investigations, was alerted on September 13th, 2010 by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker. Breaker. See, redacted. That an AWE event was taking place in Bright Falls, Washington. Refer to events investigated in 1970, 1976, and 1978. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter, Sarah, who was the current sheriff of Bright Falls. Bureau field team arrived at the site 2 days later, only to confirm that the event was over. interviews were conducted refer to the 1970 redacted Thomas Zane, 1976, 1978, Odin Anderson, Tor Anderson. Alan Wake was believed to redacted instigator. Eyewitness reports highlight an old light switch, possible object of power that redacted missing. Wake was not found at the scene. Reports claimed he dived into the lake, but no body was recovered in the search. Yep, that about sums up what happened there. Kind of weird reading all this stuff after the fact. I still get a bit of excitement, like finding things that relate to Alan Wake. It seems like we've been finding a lot in the past, like, hour or two. But I don't know, I feel like it might have been substantially more so had
I studied what happened in Ordinary here.
I played this before Alan Wake 2.
Start looking.
Willow AWE shipping manifest, inventory list of recovered materials, a hollow sphere, stone-like material, vitrified soil, redacted pieces of various size and colors, animal carcass, possibly canine, rusted metal bucket, leather wallet, aged shotgun cartridge, all materials to go to investigation sector for further analysis. Sounds gross. So we're looking to get down in there. Work chat, dead dog, Federal Bureau of Control. I see your creepy teeth delivery and raise you a dead dog. Yeah, like a straight up deceased dog. Had a collar on it and everything. It had been rotting in that box since they packed it up. Go ahead and imagine how that smelled. So don't go whining to me. I wish I got to watch a parade of human teeth. Transit corridor.
Dylan and I were both prime candidates. Experiments.
What happened to P1 through 5? Security. Ordinary AWE and turntable. I think it's weird that they have a whole room dedicated to the Altered World event in Ordinary, but... Was that major of a deal? I don't know. Something back there. Must be a control point. Oh, there it is. So all this shit is looking kind of rough. see subway. I guess this is
We're going
transit
back home.
out of the building.
Of course we are. It started there, and it's never gone away.
I didn't even realize that there was a section for the levitate. Maybe we haven't looked at it in a while. Increase levitation duration. Looks like there's a ground slam ability that we can do too. I was going to say, how do I switch out the costumes? I think it'd be in like one of these things. Oh, we can, I guess I didn't realize that we had a additional slot for another personal mod. Gonna get rid of those level 2s. What is this? Launch energy cost minus 22%. I mean that, I don't know, I guess that's not bad, right? I do use launch quite a bit, so I might see about doing that. Let's see, health recovery element per pickup plus 35%. These are both the same, I guess. Shield strength, I almost never use it. Shield energy cost. These are both the same. Alright, whatever. Mold, huh? Don't know that there's a way for me to do anything about that just yet. Seen one of them chair guys in a while.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Oh shit, one of those things. Bridge operator, sounds like the place I want to go. More mold.
It won't.
Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross.
Something's blocking it.
Well, there's a giant thing of mold. I'd say that's probably the first thing to look at.
It won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
Space Invader sounds. So I don't need to push the button again, but what's all this? Going underground. How was that? A weird one. Might have, I don't know. Might have seen something similar to it, like one of the bosses. Thinking the one that like disappeared, reappear and do a shitload of damage to you. Look at that jet. Evidently, we need to do something with that. Oh. Lights seem to turn on. Highly explosive object. Oh, hey. It's one of Risha's guys, I guess. operative. He had some sort of special name. Clear out a bit of the side quest, I suppose.
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows.
This has got our bell in charge. I'm not listening. Ordinary AWE-24. An AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary, caused by an object of power, slide projector ID OOP15, discovered by local children of the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projector, the projected images open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. Oh, wow. Event response on August 30th, 2002. Siblings Dylan Faden, 10 years old, CP6 materials, and Jesse Faden, 11 years old, CP7 materials, were playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector. COOP15 case file and Darling presentations redacted for details. Team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived on site at September 14th. AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals are found in town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests. See interviews redacted and prime candidates program files redacted.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions. Or die trying.
Very philosophical. Ordinary AWE Stage 4A. Witness testimonies. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There was a lot of them. More of the kids from town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us, but then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog, like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. Daniel Faden, interview 2002. Projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to a hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. Jesse Faden, therapy session 2010. Jesse said we should call her Polaris. It's because she was doing stars at school. I guess doing stars, learning. Daniel Faden, interview 2002. Extrapolated information. Additional slide designation hand SID-36 is verified and in Bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity designation Dog Neil EID-19930. Wonder what the dog is. A melted dog.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carla Vaughn. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come, did he? He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even a poster on the wall.
What is the next number in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15?
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing, but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do you do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions that can't be answered? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe a dog to me?
In ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what I mean. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey! Are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here. I need you.
Ordinary AWE Stage 2, Sled Hill Cave, witness testimonies. After what happened at school to Miss Chester, we started spying on Tom and saw where they took the projector. Daniel Faden interview 2002. Tom and his troglodytes were using the the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They'd been using the temple slide, we called it that, but really it was a broken concrete thing, like a warehouse or bomb shelter or something, very dark. The not mother lived there with her babies, children, I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them dung monkeys. Jesse Faden, therapy session 2010. I was like, that's gotta be Daniel, right? I don't know what the hell any of that means. Extrapolated information. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designation temple. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity designation not mother. EID-19928. Maybe we'll see that eventually. What is that? Why is there a house down there? What is that? That is weird. Am I supposed to be seeing that? Is that something in here? I don't think it is. Maybe that's something we're gonna get to? I don't know, that's weird. Might have something to do with the ray tracing. All right. Well, we're digging into something here. I get the feeling like it's going to be pretty interesting. Jesse seems to think that closing the slide on the projector will stop the hiss. Whether it will or not, I don't know. probably going to be one of those things where you think it's going to do something and then it doesn't, and then you have to go and do a bunch of other stuff. But I don't know. Are we closing in on the end of the game? Maybe not. But I think I'm going to stop here, and I don't think I'm going to stream over the weekend. I might play this if I can, do some of those little side quest stuff. Seems like they're tossing me into some areas where I got to defeat some important monsters or something along those lines. So I'll see if I could do that. Maybe gain some extra experience and ability points, and then we can come back and hit up the main story after that. But so far, so good. Again, usually with games, sometimes it depends. A lot of times I don't tend to be as interested in little side lore and logs and stuff like that, but everything in this game has been fascinating. So really kind of getting hooked into it. But we'll stop for now. Did about 3 hours. We'll be back probably by next week, I think, and Sunday or Monday. I guess it depends on what I'm feeling, but we'll do another stream of this and make some progress, see what we could do. Let me see, because I am actually kind of curious what the average beat time on this is. Take a look. And Control. 11.5 hours, which we're getting pretty close to that. That's just for main story. I've gone off and done a couple extra bits. If you're doing the main plus extra, it's going to be 19 hours for most people and then 28.5 for a completionist. I tend to be a bit above the main story. Now, the problem is with this game is I'm reading aloud a lot of the logs and stuff, so 11.5 hours might be bumped up to something like 15 hours by doing like just the combination of reading stuff aloud, talking during the stream, and then every once in a while doing like little extra bits. But we could be closing in on the end of this game, so who knows? Maybe this AWE room for Ordinary will end up being pretty close to the end of things. We shall find out, but so far so good. I think I'll probably make preparations and do some of the extra bits before we get to the next stream, so maybe it's going to be a little bit later into Monday for the next stream, but we'll see. And we might end up beating it, but still digging it so far. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it as always. Hey, everybody have a good night, and see you around next time. Until then, take care.